welcome to Disc Golf for Everyone. I'm your host, Jay. In today's video, we're going to talk about putting. Specifically, we're going to talk about the many variables that describe the flight of your putter once it leaves your hand. But what I'm really trying to teach is how to observe your putts well, how to really see the disc as it leaves your hand, what it's doing. Take a look at some of these putts and see if you can describe the similarities and differences in real detail. We'll come back to these and others shortly. Finding your putt and then making ongoing improvements in it pretty much comes down to a repetitive three-step process. You putt, you observe, and you adjust or you don't adjust. You repeat those three steps, gradually narrowing down on a form baked into your muscle memory. I've recently started working with my youngest son on finding a putt for him. We followed the advice found in a previous Disc Golf for Everyone video in which I basically say, find your putt over a wide range of distances. Don't just start close in. Don't focus initially on accuracy, focus on what works well overall. He is naturally drawn to a very different putt than the putt I use. He does more of a true spin putt. Here's some video of him bringing that putt in very close to begin working on accuracy once we'd worked out his form. After I filmed this, I headed inside while he kept practicing. However, a moment later, he came in and said something I thought was very insightful. He said, "Dad, I can't tell you which putts are good and which ones are bad. I can't help thinking the putts that go in are the good ones." Now that's a deep insight. I'd been out there giving him pointers as he learned to putt. When I left, he realized he was fixated only on whether or not the putt went in. Very inconsistent putts that broke his form sometimes went in, and many of his very good, true-to-form putts didn't go in. He had not yet developed accuracy. And that's exactly my point in this video. In fact, it's why I decided to film this video. Since the goal is consistency that enables the development of muscle memory, keen, accurate observation is critical to efficient practice of your putt. I'd say there are three categories of variables that determine the flight of your disc, and we're only really going to talk about one of those categories. The first category is the putter you're using. It has all sorts of characteristics that determine its flight depending on the conditions. And so I would suggest picking a putter and sticking with that to determine your putt. You can then later go back and see if there's a putter that really dials it in for you and yields better results. But it's better to do that if you have some level of consistency already developed. After the putter, the second set of variables is the environmental conditions. Is it a windy day? What direction's the wind coming from? Is the ground level or sloped? Do you have good footing or is it slippery? All those things. When practicing to find your particular putting form, I suggest very uniform conditions. Learn your putt, get it consistent, and then you can make adjustments for the environmental variables much more easily. Under the third set of variables in the focus of this video, all the variables that describe the flight of your disc as it leaves your hand. Over time, you need to have an expected version of those variables as you putt. Those flight variables may vary, so to speak, as you move from short putts to long putts, but they should have a similar trend, a similar shape. And none of these variables are secret or surprising, but I believe it's helpful to explicitly list them to help ensure that we're really seeing our putts well, seeing them accurately. Okay, first off, there's the velocity. How fast is this moving forward out of your hand? It may be you gradually amp up the velocity as you move further out by using more of your legs, but even if the velocity scales, you're aiming for predictable consistency at the various ranges from which you putt. Second, the rotation or spin of the disc. How fast is it rotating? This is hugely important. It can dramatically influence the glide and stability of the disc flight. That said, rotation is all over the map based on the style of putt that you use. Spin putts have, no surprise, lots of spin. Push putts, often less so. Third, the wobble, the off-axis rotation of the disc as it spins. There's actually two aspects to wobble: the size of the wobble and how fast it's wobbling. People seem to hate wobble, but I'm not convinced it's all that bad if it's not really big. I view wobble like the other variables. Find something that works and get it very consistent. Drop a comment below if you think I'm wrong in this and I truly need to get rid of all my wobble to be a better putter. And give me a reason why, because I don't know that I can. We've had velocity, rotation, and wobble. Fourth is the vertical release angle. I think this one's very straightforward. Is the disc coming off your hand on a strong upward trajectory or close to flat? How high of an angle? How much does it vary as you take longer putts? The fifth variable is the side-to-side angle relative to the basket. Now, a straight at the chains angle may seem most obvious to most people, but some people actually putt very successfully off to the side to let their stable putter come back into the chains. Six is the nose angle. Is the nose of the disc as you release up, Down, neutral, what is it? If you watch coverage of pro tournaments, you've probably heard comments like, look at that putt, nose down and attacking the basket. Other pros seem to putt with a more neutral nose angle, like the disc is on a taut line straight to the chains. Now what I haven't seen, and I'm not sure you want to see in your own putt, is a nose up angle. Drop a comment if you know pros out there who use a nose up angle successfully, or any other thoughts about it. Seventh and last, the side to side tilt of the disc as you release it. Are you releasing on a hyzer angle? Are you releasing on an Annie angle? Are you releasing neutral flat? Again, I'm talking about at the moment of release. My putts with a stable putter, the P2, they're gonna hyzer out a bit and tilt over at the end of a long putt. But that doesn't mean I'm releasing at a hyzer angle. So those are the 7 flight variables: the velocity, the spin, the wobble, the vertical angle of release, the horizontal angle of release, the nose angle and the tilt angle. They all combine to describe the flight of your disc as you release it. My hope is you can begin to see your putts very accurately and get a sense of what a consistent good putt for you looks like. I'd suggest you film your putting practice sometimes so that you can get another angle on it. It's amazing some of the things you'll pick up on and see from a different point of view. Okay, good luck learning to truly see your putts when you practice, and I do hope this helps you practice more effectively. If you want to support Disc Golf for Everyone, you've got some options. First off, please hit subscribe. Second, leave a comment giving your insights on how to putt well and how to see your putts well. Third, you can buy one of these awesome disc golf shirts that I designed. Get lots of comments on it when I'm wearing it. There's links below. Now let's go grow the sport together.